guys, welcome to the Wait Don't Rush podcast. I know this is not my normal setup. I know, but I have to share this message with you guys. It's really important to me that I just share it. So yes, I'm at work right now, but I'm on a really quick break, and I wanted to just tell you this message, the importance about using your voice, the importance of you standing up for yourself, whether you're vocalizing that with a loved one, relationship, job, anything, and I don't want this to be a long episode. I want it to be really short and sweet. So with that being said, welcome again to the Wait Don't Rush podcast. I'm your host, Marcella, and please subscribe, like, share, do what you gotta do, have fun with it. But I wanted to share this message because I had a very hard time speaking up for myself. Like, since I was a child, I feel like I was silent all the time. Like, oh, you can't say that, Marcella. Like, because I was like a very forward person. Like, naturally, I'm just like, I'm gonna say what I have to say. But my parents would beat me for it, because I was saying things at the wrong time. So as much as I understand it, I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. However, the way I raise my children is totally different. I let them speak up for themselves. I let them feel their feelings, and I let them sit in their power, because I know how it is to chase that power, to be uncertain, to not be able to verbalize how you feel in that moment, and just to hold on to that trauma in your body. I don't want that for my children at all. So with that being said, words sound power. I have it tattooed on my shoulder, which is so crazy, and I got that tattooed when I was 18 years old. I had to be 17 or 18 years old. I have the tattoo, words sound power. And I was thinking about it last night. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had that tattoo. It was my second tattoo. This is my second tattoo. And okay, I'm back. So I feel like the reason why I didn't use my voice is because I was afraid. Even till this day, sometimes I'm afraid of either rubbing people the wrong way or people walking away from me and abandoning me because I'm sitting in my truth, and for a long time, I had to really change my perception of that. Who cares? Who cares if that person walks away? You need to be unapologetically yourself regardless. And it's easier said than done, especially when you, I have to use an example. You guys know I love my examples. So my example is when I was married, my first marriage that I was in. I was married at a really young age. I think, when did we get married? When I was 22, 23, I don't want to remember, but I got married, and for a long time I didn't speak up for myself in that relationship, and I think that's where it went wrong, because I didn't find my voice until later on in the relationship. I was always the yes ma'am, yes, I'm going to be respectful, and since I was always the respectful one and, always the one that would take the fall, and it's just so hurtful just thinking about this, because people would really do what you allow them to do. So, I never spoke up for myself. That means, this person was yelling at me, saying really mean things, and when I would speak up for myself, even if I spoke up for myself a little bit, but you did this, and that person couldn't take accountability, right? And I hate to even use my marriage as a thing, because honestly it's nobody's business, but I'm getting personal on here. This is my podcast. This is my story. This is my perception of things. This is what I went through. This is how I heal from it. And I'm sorry if I offend anyone. I don't mean to. I don't mean to hurt anyone. But this is my story, and this is how it happened for me in my life, in my head. Even though this person can have a whole different story, but that's whatever. That's their idea of it. So throughout the relationship, I would say I was with this person from 19 to like 28 or something like that, 27. But I knew this person way before that. But besides that, I never spoke up for myself. I mean, this person would call me B words, stupid, all types of stuff. Mind you, we're young. You know, I let go of that already. We're young. I forgave. But I never spoke up for myself. So everything that person told me, I internalized. I believed it. It was just like I was just so... And I want to go into more details about this. I don't really want to speak all the stuff because I'm at work, you know. But the whole point is that I didn't end up speaking up for myself, because when I would speak up for myself, this person would take things from me. Like, meaning like if something was promised, like, oh, we're going to dinner the next day, dinner would be canceled because the person felt like I was disrespecting them by speaking up for myself, you know, by not agreeing to whatever idea that person had in his or her head, whatever. I'm not gonna say his or her, that sounds bad, but his head, like, so that made me really scared of speaking up for myself, because I was like, oh my God, is something going to be taken just because I speak up for myself? And it hurt me. Like, and whoever been through this, they understand. Like, they understand exactly what I've been through. Not most people aren't this silly to stay, but I was. Like, it is what it is. I stayed, you know, like I kept going until I couldn't, you know. But it was this one situation in nursing school. I was in nursing school and something happened. I don't remember what happened. It was like a argument or something, and I'm not working or anything like that. Actually, I was working as a CNA over the weekends, but that wasn't making me a lot of money back then, you know. I was making like $17 an hour or less. And the next day, this person tried not to give me money for food and for the bus. And good thing I was living with my mom at the time, so I could have just asked her, like, Ma, can I do this? Like, can you just give me this? You know, and we're in Brooklyn, so it's just like, oh, I just need $250 for the bus or whatever, and I need food. That day I went without eating. I had to ask. I almost went without eating. I had to ask one of my nursing students, not nursing, what do you call a nursing student? Like a classmate, to, you know, give me some money to get food. It was so embarrassing. So I always said to myself, like, you know, when I finally get myself together, I'm not going to ever depend on someone that does that to me, you know. That whole thing's over my head, but I carry that with me. So I'm 32 now. I carry that with me. So it's just like, now, one, I'm scared of speaking up for myself. I don't even know how to verbalize. I'm scared because I don't want someone holding something over my head. I don't want someone holding something over my head, meaning like if we have plans for you to help me the next day and we get into argument, now I'm not going to get help. Like, it just was things like that. Like, I started being fearful of that. And then when I realized not everybody was like this individual, I was just like, and even now, like, even at times like now, in my current partnerships that I have, they have to remind me, like, I'm still going to be there for you. I'm still going to help you. You don't have to worry about it. You speak up for yourself. You be yourself. They give me that avenue. You know what I mean? And I really thank God for that. Like, I really thank God for that, because I never really had that avenue to just be myself, like to be as goofy or even to be as angry or to be mad or to be emotional. None of that. Like, so I literally just wanted to make this really quick episode because I wanted to share with you guys about, as long as it's safe or whatever, and no one is hurting you, let's just make that clear, because everybody has a different situation. You could start with journaling your thoughts. If you can't verbalize it, I don't know if people have the same issue as me with, like, when you getting into argument. That's what it was. I would get into an argument with this person. This is a different aspect, and I wouldn't even have the right words until later. Like, the words wouldn't even come to my head, like, until later. And then later I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, damn, I should have said that. And then I'll be like, all right, just bring it up now. You bring it up now. And then it's like a whole different thing. I'm so happy that I'm not around people with that kind of mindset anymore. It makes me realize how much I've grown. You know what I mean? How much more aligned I'm becoming with the people that's for me, because the people that's for me right now are not doing that. They're not holding, like, it's not even holding things. They're giving me the time to verbalize. They're not like, just, how you argue with somebody and they just keep going, they keep going, they keep going, and you can't even get a word in, or they just make it seem like everything is your fault. I don't know if it's narcissistic. I don't know, but that right there really, really took away my power of words, because now it's like I have to think about things, and it just like it was so terrible, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That was very traumatizing for me, and I'm still getting over it. Um, getting over that part of my life, because it was just like, why did I put myself through that? So I just wanted to share with you guys the importance of speaking up for yourself, the importance of, journaling. You could start with journaling. You could start with speaking to someone that you feel comfortable speaking with, like someone that's going to actually listen and not cut you off or make you feel dumb for how you feel, or dumb for staying, because who's, and I'm not even talking about only relationship and marriages. I'm talking about jobs. It could be anything. Like I said at the beginning, it could be anything. Like, don't let nobody make you feel dumb. Like, I will always suggest you guys speak up for yourself, especially when it comes to work, because, and when it comes to anything, because what I realized later is that the more I spoke up for myself, the more that I was blessed, the more I was rewarded, because I chose myself in every situation. You know what I mean? Like, I, I, I chose my mental health. You know, I chose whatever route that I wanted to go down. Like, meaning, like, with work, if I feel like I'm not, like, say if I'm not getting paid enough, or if I feel like they're playing with me, because you know how nursing can be, people like playing, I would, verbalize myself in a proper manner. It doesn't have to be rough. It doesn't have to be ghetto. It doesn't have to be any of those things. Just verbalize yourself. Verbalize what you have to say. That Jamaican dialect just came out. If you guys didn't if you guys didn't catch that, but just verbalize what you have to say, and the right people will understand. The right people will accept you. The right people will not fight you for how you feel, or try to change your mind or any of that. Because, so I'm so grateful for the people that surround me. I just wanted to make that clear. I'm really grateful. I A part of me felt like I was making the same mistake. And then as I'm recording this, I'm like, you're not where you used to be. You're not. You're not where you used to be. You're better. You're smarter. You're using your word sound power. You know what I mean? And you're not being a yes ma'am. You're saying how you feel. And if they don't align with it, then they're not for you, Like, that's it. And I want to use one more example aside from relationships. Like, last week, went apartment hunting, and the apartment was all the way on the top floor, and it was just like, I don't know, usually I just would like not ask the question, I would just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna move because I really need to move, because I really do need to move. And I was looking at that apartment. I'm like, oh my God, something's telling me it has rodents. So I asked the guy that was showing me, which was like a contractor. And he's like, no, but he like stuttered on it. I was like, I don't like the way he said that. So I went and asked the owner of the apartment, and she was like, yeah, we have field mice. I was like, in here? And I was like, what do you guys do about it? Usually I wouldn't even get that far. You know what I mean? I remember my first apartment, it was filled with mice. It was so terrible. It was really bad. And I didn't speak up for myself enough. I didn't ask those necessary questions. And I was paying an arm and 2 legs, okay, for that apartment that was filled with mice, So now I'm learning trial and error. Speak up for myself. Like I said, words sound power. Word, sound, power. Okay? And that goes with every situation, not just relationships. Speak up for yourself. And I'm proud of you. Let me just say that. I'm very proud of you, because not a lot of people, it takes people to get to a certain age or to a certain limit in their mental health to just, start speaking up for themselves. Whoever's watching this, if you're in your 20s, please listen. Please listen, but do it safely. Don't do it where someone is harming you, you know what I mean? Start with yourself. Like, start speaking to yourself, like meaning like writing, whether it's like on a book or whatever I mentioned at the beginning. So, okay. I have to go now. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Please keep subscribing. Please keep liking. Please keep sharing. I will keep sharing my stories. This one, I want to go a little more in depth, but this was just a really quick thing. It just came to mind. And I was like, you know what? Let me share it because God put it on my mind for a reason. Thank you for watching the Wait Don't Rush podcast. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'm your host, Marcella. Please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and on the Riverside app. And I'll leave the link. Did I say YouTube? Please subscribe to YouTube. I'm new to this, so I'm trying to figure it out, guys. Okay? Love you. Bye-bye.